In this video, I want to use our second combined work option, our time to do the same job formula to solve this question. And the key to using this formula, the key to using any formula really, is to keep in mind exactly what the variables represent. And as I said a moment ago, and as we went over, I guess a few videos ago when we derived this formula, in this formula, every single variable represents time to do the same job. So we put in a couple of individual times to do some job, and we get out the combined time, the time it would take those two workers working together to do that job. So how could we use it here? Well, we've got a bit of a problem because we're not given the same amount, we're not given information about how long it would take to do the same amount of work, right? Pipe 1 is only filling half capacity, pipe 2 is filling 2/3, and then we're asked for how long it would take for them to do that job together, or to fill the whole tank to do a different amount of work if they were working together. So if we're going to use this formula, the first thing to do is adjust our numbers until we have how long it would take for them all to do the same job. And I say let's adjust until we figure out how long it would take each of them to do the whole tank. Well, pipe number 1 gets half the tank done in 3 hours. I guess that means it'll be double that. It'll be 6 hours to do the full tank, the full capacity in 6 hours. Pipe 2 does 2/3 capacity in 6 hours. Well, what does that mean for doing the whole tank? I guess there's a few ways to get there, but I don't know. To make life easier, let's start by figuring out how long it would take to do a third, just 1/3 of capacity. Well, if it's 2/3 in 6 hours, half of that, it'll be 1/3 in 3 hours, and that might make it a little bit easier to figure out how long it would take to do the whole tank. If it takes 3 hours to do a third of the job, it'll take 3 times that, or 9 hours to do the whole job. And now we're in a very good position because we have time to do the whole tank for pipe 1, time to do the whole tank for pipe 2, and we're looking for time to do the whole tank for the two of them together, and that is directly the scenario in which we can use this formula. So the time together will be the product of the individual times, 6 times 9, over the sum of the individual times, 6 plus 9, which leads to 54 over 15, which, well, we could reduce and calculate exactly, or maybe we can just work with our numbers as is and look for an opportunity to estimate. Let's see. 15 goes into 45 three times, and there's 9 left over between 45 and 54, so we get 3 and 9/15. Is this enough to know what to click? Well, there are 2 answer choices. Both answer choices A and B are over 3, but under 4, so that's good. And can we go further? Well, only one of those answer choices is over 3.5. Our number here is over 3.5, right? Like half of 15 would be 7.5. So we're over 3.5, and only one of our choices is between 3.5 and 4, and that is answer choice B.